Hello everyone, today is going to be awesome. We got another review for you guys, smashing it out. We're going to be doing a review on the Corsair K55 RGB, a budget keyboard, yeah, mechanical. If you want to upgrade from your current membrane keyboard to something that's got a little more flair, a little more pizzazz with RGB lighting, this keyboard's for you. If you're new to PC gaming and on a tight little budget, I always encourage you to watch till the end of the video to get as much information as you possibly can before making the decision on whether to purchase or not. So let's get into the review right now. Let's start by taking the box and getting it open. I just want to say I think Corsair boxes are really nice. They give a lot of information and they show the keyboard off really well. So good job on that, Corsair, nice one. You're probably thinking you only can see the keyboard right now. Well, yeah, this keyboard, as I said before, only costs £60 in the UK brand new, so you're not really going to get much with it. Just a cable, the board. It does come with a wrist rest. I'll get that in a second. Let's just put this keyboard down. It's a bit hard to get everything in frame. Obviously my camera's not the best. So yeah, as you can see underneath there, I'm just getting it out now. Here's the wrist rest. We'll move that to the side and talk about it in a couple of, well, half a minute or so, something like that. There's some paperwork in the box as well. But obviously, who needs paperwork? It's a plug and play keyboard. There's some software to be installed, but I might go over that in another video. It's pretty simple to use anyway. So let's just quickly talk about this cable now. It's a USB, just a normal USB cable, silver ends, rubberized, nothing special. It is what you get with a cheap keyboard, so you're not going to find anything special. Obviously it's come with a rubber band on it now, and it actually isn't removable. That's not really a problem though, because your keyboard's going to be sat down on your desk. It's not going to be moving around much. Should be fine. You got the wrist rest. Let's take that out. So this is going to clip on using these two clips on each side. It looks alright. It's built alright. It's just a little piece of plastic. It does have a bit of flex in it, but as I said before, you're not going to be moving the keyboard around, so it should be fine. As I said, if this was like something else, it might be a bit of a different story. Just give me a minute to clip this on, and I'll come back once I've done it. Now that I have the wrist rest installed, I'll go in depth a bit more on the keyboard itself. So first we'll talk about the appearance. As you can see, the Corsair logo is embedded in the middle. Surrounding that is a gloss black plastic strip along the whole length of the keyboard. The rest of the keyboard from down that, below that, all matte black plastic. So that's basically the appearance done. You got 6 macro keys on the left hand side. As you can see, these are going to be used for, like, let's say extra keys, such as if you're in OBS, start recording, stop recording, all that kind of stuff. You have dedicated media keys, media controls, so you have your volume up and down on the right hand side. You have your brightness on and off buttons, caps lock, all that stuff. It is a full 106 key keyboard as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, plus the 6 macros, so making that 112 key. Now this isn't actually a mechanical keyboard, or it isn't a membrane keyboard. They call it mecha membrane as far as I know, which is like a mechanical feeding style switch, but it's actually membrane-ish. Kind of hard to explain, but it doesn't feel like a mechanical, or it doesn't feel like a membrane. Something in the middle, as you can imagine. Obviously we've turned it on now, and you can see the RGB lighting. It does look pretty nice, surprising for such a cheap keyboard. I would have thought it'd be a lot worse, so pretty happy with that. The build quality isn't the best. You can flex it a bit, and I'll show you that later in the video. Now let's just check the feet. Now these are made of plastic. Obviously that they ain't actually got any rubber on them themselves, but you can see the rubber feet on the actual bottom. These are going to prevent slipping, and they did do the job fine. Basically any rubber feet, they always do the same thing, whether on an expensive keyboard or a cheap one. They always do the same thing. You can see the Corsair branding in the middle. Yeah, overall I think the keyboard's alright so far anyway. So obviously it's pretty big, let's face it. So unless you're in the need for a board that's full size, whether you're a programmer, you need the numpad because you're working in some sort of financial work, let's say you would work in a shop or something, you need a full size keyboard. I wouldn't recommend this size personally, as I have tried them all. I've tried full size, I've tried 10 keyless, I've tried 60%. So the amount of keys that you have is inversely proportional to the actual price. The less keys you have, the more pricey it is. So I'll start with something like this. If it's not for you, then you can go smaller. If it's not for you, then you can go smaller again, but personal preference as always. Let's move on. Let's quickly talk about the actual keycaps themselves. So they're not double chop PBT, in fact they're just ABS plastic. You're not going to find double chop PBT keycaps on any board at this price range, as they are a more premium and solid feature. These caps, however, they're alright. They're ABS plastic and they feel decent. Obviously it's not a Cherry MX switch, it's more a mecha membrane switch, so they have their own plastic thing that they go into the actual PCB itself, and the plastic actually touches the switch at the bottom, actuating it. So yeah, that's the switches. So if you've made it here, this is the best part. You know, I know, it's the type test. Let's go. Let's quickly touch on the actual frame of this keyboard. Now, you just saw there, I did flex it, and it did flex quite a bit. It does have a bit of flex, and when you push down on the keyboard on the desk itself, it does flex a bit inwards as well. That's to be expected though. This keyboard is only 60 quid, as I've said many times in this video before. Overall, I think this keyboard is very good for the price. There are a few cons, however. First of all, the keyboard obviously ain't got a removable cable. Obviously it ain't got double shot PBT keycaps, but it makes up for that by having macro keys, which the likes of like even high-end keyboards don't have. It has dedicated media keys, which again some high-end keyboards don't have. It has a brightness, it has a LED off button, again which other high-end keyboards don't have. You get the drill. It makes up for stuff that it loses out on. It's great for the price. The RGB is good. The keycaps feel decent. I use the Ducky Mecha Mini, and the switches don't feel too bad either. Personally, I think if you're starting out PC gaming, or you're in the market for a new keyboard but don't want to spend too much money, I reckon this keyboard is great for you. Hope this review helped, and I'll see you in the next one.